Hello and welcome to Admit One, your movie and TV podcast right here on Rabbit Hole Media. I am one of your hosts, Jack Nedley Thompson, and as always and as usual, I am joined by my platonic husband, Kristian Lasham.
Framing looks odd. Hello.
Yeah, there's a bit too much wall.
There's a bit too much wall, and the table looks a bit squiffy.
You're squiffy.
Thank you.
My hair looks all over the place.
Yeah, I have that. I need a haircut.
Same. Too much of the old hair. What's this? This entire section here. Anyway, hi.
Hello.
This is Admit One, your movie and TV podcast right here on Rabbit Hole Media. If you like what you're doing and what you're doing is watching us, you can follow us on Twitter at rabbithole_UK. You can subscribe to us on YouTube where you can see us anytime that you wish. You can follow us on Twitch at Rabbit Hole Media, and you can join the chaos and carnage that is a conversation over on the Discord.
Indeed.
Now you can follow us on Instagram at rabbithole_media_UK and on TikTok at Rabbit Hole Media for all the behind the scenes tits and bits. If you would like to support us, head to merch.rabbitholemedia.co.uk for a wide range of merchandise that only gets wider. Rich, we have a present for you. I've distracted myself. And finally, if you're watching us live on Twitch and are an Amazon Prime member, you get one free Twitch Prime membership a month. Please find it within your heart to give that membership to us. It doesn't cost you a penny, but it goes a very long way in helping us bring you the shows that you love.
As you started the rigmarole, there was a man walking down this path.
Yes, I saw.
And he got to, as you started, he stopped and looked up at the window and then carried on walking. It just makes me think he'll be on the stream in a minute. He'll be like, oh, Rabbit Hole Media, he says.
Hello, passerby.
They sound very charming and intelligent. I must follow them on every platform possible.
Charming and intelligent, says the man who so absolutely purposefully pissed off a Dark Knight fan earlier today.
Tell me more about this, because you made a comment about this in the Discord, and you said something along the lines of, "I want to become successful so I can piss off Dark Knight fans on Twitter." Now, I would argue that Dark Knight fans on Twitter is a very long way of just simply saying virgins, but but what I want to know, what I would say is it's quite easy to do. It's quite easy to piss off a Dark Knight fan.
It's very easy to do, but it's also highly entertaining.
Yeah, it is, absolutely is. I just want, what happened? I knew there must have been a lead up to
I
the
was
story.
just scrolling through Twitter, and there was a random post. It had a screenshot of Logan, No Way Home, Batman, The Batman, and Dark Knight, and just said, rank these 4 superhero movies. And some guy had put, correctly, Logan number 1.
Yep.
Then he put No Way Home, The Batman, and then Dark Knight.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And I was like, 2 and 3, completely interchangeable depending on my mood. But yeah, Logan number 1, Dark Knight number 4. And someone just went, bad take. Putting The Dark Knight last is blasphemous. On all of these reasons, I went, here's a take you won't like. The Dark Knight isn't a good movie. Heath Ledger was just good in it and carried the rest of the film. Good day.
That's got a bad take when it's just a case of peripheral, subjective opinion.
Yeah.
You can't have a bad take unless it's a subjective opinion.
I'm very confused. He's changed his Twitch.
Now, the Tomb bit I follow, where's the Buzzley coming from?
See, now here's why I'm an idiot. I just went Tomba Buzzley.
Well, Tomba Buzzley is your name from now on, whether you like it or not. So.
But yeah, that then escalated, well, not from mine, but other comments escalated into an argument of just...
Of course.
Basically... Oh, Buzz Lightyear here. Of just... Dark Knight and Spider-Man 2, any other opinion is incorrect. I was like, both these movies are distinctly average. They're not very good by today's standards. You just have nostalgia for them. Tomba Buzzley. That's what I'm going with. Anyway, we're here, of course, to talk, not to talk about people being, as Kristian put it, virgins on Twitter, but to discuss Deadpool 2 as we come to nearing the end of our X-Men run. Thank Jesus. What are your general thoughts on Deadpool 2?
going to change what I was going to say. So obviously, I didn't get to talk about Deadpool 1.
You did not.
Because I was out experiencing the Disney and the Disney
You can throw
and the
in some
Americans.
comparisons, though.
So I was just going to say, I loved Deadpool 1. And I thoroughly enjoyed Deadpool, and I enjoy Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool and that whole thing. Much ado and much the same with Deadpool 2. I love this film. I find it really good fun. I think it is more of the same, which I don't think is a bad thing. I remember when it came out, a lot of people sort of took a negative of that.
Yeah, I don't know what you were expecting at that point. Like, obviously, it's going to be more like Deadpool. And also, I'd argue, like, you mean he's the same?
Yeah, which is like...
Well, yeah, no shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course he's the same. He's the same character, but the plot's not the same.
The plot's not the same. It's the same kind of style. It's the same kind of humour. It's
the same franchise
it's
based
the same
on
franchise.
the same character. Of course, it's going to be a similar style.
I think it comes from... There's a lot of films, you know, and we've seen it with the X-Men films, but also with all sorts of... Even the MCU films, where they kind of... They change around a little bit. Like Thor, look how much Thor has changed in those films compared to...
They needed to, though.
They did, absolutely. Yeah. And I think that's just the distinction that people forget, is sometimes they need to. Deadpool didn't need to change. Deadpool was really good. What it needed to do was grow and up the ante. And I think in a lot of ways this film does that. I think the action scenes are much better and better polished and better choreographed, and there's more of them and they're more exciting for the most part. That doesn't take away from the stuff in the first one, but I think there's so much in this which is really, really good and better. I think it keeps the humour going and does more with the humour, and it manages to continue to play on running jokes from the first film, but not quite overdo them and twist them enough. It gives you some character development for Deadpool as well, which is a strange character to have character development in, but it does it, and I think it kind of works.
Sorry, Katie's comment. I only use Twitter to find out why I'm stuck in a traffic jam. It just tickled me for some reason. Because it's
so all those things, just to me,
Gesundheit.
I'm allergic to, apparently. To me, it just makes for a really good film. I had a really good time watching it. I watched it a couple of nights ago, and I haven't actually seen this one as many times as I have the first one. So a lot of it felt...
No, and
I haven't seen it for a while, so a lot of it felt a little bit fresher to me. But I had a really good time watching it the other night. Really good time, and I was just laughing like an idiot all the way through it, because it's entirely my sense of humour. Completely my sense of humour, so it just completely clicks with me. I had a really good time.
Yeah, for the most part, I agree. I don't think it's as good as the first one. I think... a lot of the comedy is either trying too hard or just doesn't land in the same way it did in the first one. Some of the couple of the jokes in particular go on way too long for me, and it's just there's one scene in particular where I'm just like, normally, as we both said it, we don't normally let some wonky effects here and there affect our enjoyment of the film. But there's a scene in this in particular where I'm just like, that's bad.
What scene?
Domino's Lucky scene, the montage. It's horrendous. For 2018, it looks like a PS3 cutscene.
Sorry, which bit? The bit when... with the car chase thing?
Yeah, the one where it's just like... And it's not very cinematic, and there's all sorts of...
Got you. Yeah, I know the bit.
Green-screened PS2 graphics happening in the background. I was like, this is fucking horrendous. You spent all your budget on Vanisher's identity that you forgot that you had to do effects. It's just one of those... The first one was really smart with its budget, so none of those things peeked through. It was just like, we've got no money... and we know we've got no money, where it seemed that in some instances, they forgot that they had no money. And
I imagine they had a lot more money. I'm just looking now, see if I can find out.
Yeah, I know it went up, but I don't think it went up by,
Well, the first one was wildly successful. So the first one had a budget of...
50 million.
Yeah, I mean, this says 58 million on IMDb, but...
Oh, well,
yeah. But... its worldwide gross was 782 million.
Oh, yeah. It was massively successful.
So it's very successful. And then let's have a look at Deadpool 2.
I think it went up to like 100 and something.
110 million.
Yeah,
so it's about double, or just under double.
Just under double. But still, like, to make a movie like this, $110 million isn't enough.
Oh, yeah, that's still a small budget. Be intrigued to see what Disney Deadpool 3.
Yeah, a fair amount, I'd imagine. But I would say a lot more than Deadpool 2, but less than most.
Yeah, I mean, well, Disney have
superhero
more
movies.
money to spend than what 20th Century Fox did.
Well, yeah, but yeah, 100%. But also, because it's going to be an R-rated movie, I doubt they'll.
Absolutely, because I imagine like in Disney's mind, it's an experiment. Like to them, it's an experiment.
Yeah, even though it's clearly not.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just a couple of bits where I'm just like, yeah, and overall I don't like it as much as the first one, but I still really like it. Still really like it. And there's not just too many DC references, there's too many references in general to the point where by a quarter of the way through the movie they've worn off. Any form of effect has worn off.
Fair enough. I don't have that problem. I just find it funny.
Yeah, it got to a point where I was like, okay, just shut up about real world things. We get it. You're breaking the fourth wall. Just concentrate on actually writing. Then just going, this is a thing. There's so many, like in just the beginning, there's so many MCU references.
Oh yeah, there's loads throughout the entire series. There's loads. He makes a comment about seeing Captain America do that, and the guy with the Winter Soldier arm. There's loads throughout the film.
Zip it, Thanos. I'm basically Hawkeye, and it's just like, shut up.
Yeah. But I don't like. For me, I don't have that problem. I just find those funny. I can't see Hannah's message because of the chat bots. So if someone would like to remove them, but Hannah made a comment about I can't remember the guy's name. Oh my god, the guy's name. The guy that runs the bar. Hannah just said
TJ
it.
Miller. Weasel.
Yeah, TJ Miller. Yeah, and his explanation thing's going on too long. But I feel like they do a better job with that in this one because they start it one time round, and then they lead to doing it a second time, and they actually make a joke of, you don't want to get him started on this, and as he goes, oh, here we go. So I feel like they're aware of that problem and turn it into a joke. So they're just things that I found funny, like, and I guess it's just a difference between humor is subjective.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
I just found those things funny.
It is absolutely a subjective thing. I just like if you want to callbacks and repeated styles of jokes, like for me, you've got a very strict limit, and this blew past it within like 15 minutes of the film, and I was just like, shut up, just like write a different joke. To be fair, I watched this today. I only laughed once.
Wow. See, I laughed all the way through it the other night.
I didn't laugh during Deadpool 1 either.
It's one thing I didn't really laugh through Deadpool 1.
It's just one of those things of I'll sit there and go, Thor Ragnarok is hilarious, but I won't laugh at it anymore.
That's the thing with humor.
It wears off.
It's funny to make you laugh the first time once you know the joke.
Yeah, which is why I was saying when we did Logan that the jokes in this like weirdly last longer because that tonal juxtaposition is still funny, even if the joke itself isn't anymore. But the only time I laughed out loud watching this was on the plane, and I'll save the rest of it for spoilers. That. I'm going to just do it now.
Yeah, we'll do spoilers. Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was the... that wasn't me. Peter just at the back of the plane go, that wasn't me.
Oh, yeah, where he's talking, I think he's talking to Domino or something. It's like, zip it, Peter.
Zip it, Peter. It was like, that wasn't me. I was like, excellent. I forgot about that.
See, that kind of stuff for me is just like, I said the other week, like just that is Deadpool. That and those... It is. It's completely my sense of humour. I find it really funny. And it just, all the way through this film, it was making me laugh. And I'd forgotten quite a few of the jokes because of, I hadn't seen it recently and I hadn't seen it as often. So a lot of them felt fresher to me because I was like, oh yeah, I'd forgotten that. And then that's making me laugh a bit more. So I enjoyed all that. But as I say, I think where this film improves, and I think is a bit more of an objective point of view. I think the action scenes and what they do with those is taking a level.
It's way better, yeah. No,
they do some really, really good stuff. Like the opening sequence of him just killing bad guys.
It's really cool. I'm disappointed that it was a montage. Given that it was most of the trailer, I was disappointed that in the film it was just the shots that were in the trailer. But it worked well within the film.
Excellent, and they do some really good stuff with like the way they film it. There's the one where he's in like the sauna fighting all the guys in like the towels, where it's just like this continuously spinning shot, which obviously is going to be, it has hidden cuts in it, but that's how you make films. And it jumps in between, like the speed, like speeds up and then slows down, speeds up and slows down. It works really well for the different impact of different moments, and it's really well choreographed. There is so much going on in that sequence as well. Like there's a guy with his arms that's cut off as they're kneeling around, which he then still comes back to, and there's just so much to watch in that entire sequence, all the things around it. And it's filmed so beautifully. That Deadpool 1 did as well. Deadpool 1 did loads of moments like that where the action scenes are really well shot.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this, as I said, I really think this takes it up a level.
Well, this one was actually directed by like a stunt coordinator.
Yeah, wasn't it?
David Leitch.
Yeah, it need to do with John Wick because they make comments about that.
Did they?
Yeah. They make jokes about it in this.
Did they? I didn't notice any John Wick. Are we in a different universe to Logan or the same one? You're asking a question about X-Men continuity. I don't think even they know the answer to that one.
Yeah, it's kind of all over the
I
place.
presume the same, but fuck knows. Fuck knows.
Come on, IMDb, help me. Why aren't you giving me the credits? What's going on here?
It's David Leitch. Just look
Yeah,
for
I know,
David
but
Leitch.
I couldn't remember what his name was. That was the problem. So.
I said it 4 seconds ago.
Yeah, I know, but that was 4 seconds ago. My memory doesn't work that way. David Leitch, director Deadpool 2, Fast and Furious, John Wick. Yeah, he did something on John Wick.
Yeah, I know. He was one of he's one of the stunt coordinators or the director of John Wick.
He's also he was in Born Legacy.
He was just. He's a stuntman. He's worked his way up, I think.
So he's the producer of John Wick 3, producer of John Wick 2, and the producer of John Wick. But they definitely made a comment about like, if this is like John Wick 3 if it had the original director or something like that. I can't remember. No, there's a joke about.
Wasn't it in the credits?
It was in the credits. It was produced by the guy that killed the dog in John Wick. Yeah.
I was going to say, I don't think
that
they ever said anything out loud.
That was it.
Yeah,
I remember laughing at the opening credits as well. A lot of that stuff's funny. Just presented by, what the shit? You just killed her? I found that funny. That's just my humour.
Hannah says, if it is the same, how are there mutant children when they were supposed to have stopped being born? But you answered that with X-Men continuity. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, I think it was Sammy that got it right in the Discord about 8 weeks ago of they didn't think it through.
No, yeah.
But they're not supposed to in this film.
No, yeah, I don't think Deadpool kind of sits within any continuity. It's fucking hard to say because obviously they had that shot with the actual X-Men clearly not actually there in the background. But then he has twice now referenced Patrick Stewart. So and there's references to Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds. So it's all nonsense and carnage, essentially. There's no point trying to work out the X-Men movies.
No, but I think with Deadpool, it's so fourth wall breaking. The whole genre is fourth wall breaking of Deadpool that it kind of doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Within Deadpool, it doesn't really matter
it breaks
at all.
So many.
If you want to talk about the stupid continuity of these movies, the stupid continuity of these movies, it would be that Dark Phoenix is the plot of X-Men 3, which is these people's future.
Yeah. We'll talk about that next week.
So you're saying this happened twice and you weren't prepared?
There are lots of things that have happened to me twice that I should have been prepared for, to be fair.
Yeah, but at least they're more sudden.
It's true.
Like the sort of, oh no, I'm outside and suddenly I need a poo.
Yeah.
That can happen at any point. And you can't prepare for that other than like forcing yourself to shit and giving yourself a hernia before you go out every day. And that's unhealthy.
Yeah, it is. A hernia every day is not good for you. And safe clip. Just our little rabbit hole infomercial there.
A hernia every day is not good for you. Facts. Simon Kinberg writing Dark Phoenix twice I wasn't prepared for, and fucking it twice is the all important caveat there as well. But yeah, there's lots in this movie that I do like. prefer the first one.
No, fair enough.
I do think the action's really cool, especially in that. They literally repeated a joke from the first one with the Scoutmaster Kevin and the dad.
Yeah.
It's the same joke. So I was just like, and the joke that I think went on too long was his death at the end.
Yes.
That went on for way too fucking long.
And that's quite a cliche joke. And I was thinking about it when I was watching it. I was like, I couldn't quite decide if it went on for too long or not. And then by the time it finished, I was like, yeah, that did go on for too long. Because at first it was like, oh, is this going to go on for too long? But you're playing it a little bit differently to a lot of, like, what some of the jokes often do here. But as it went on more, I was like, no, this is a real cliche joke and you're not doing anything else with it. So, yeah, that joke does go on.
And it was a cliche joke and it wasn't done well.
Yeah.
Like... It was just like, get on with it. Like, you've wasted 5 minutes of screen time here. Just it is clear padding for time for whatever reason. Because those 2 minutes of extra, thrilling. Him going. And another thing. Oh, no, it's the sun. But, that was the main thing. I was like, I was like, this is the end of the movie. This is where I can tune out and stop paying attention now. I've watched the film. I know what happens. All that happens is for the next 15 minutes, he dies.
Yes.
And then comes back again. And then, that is the end of Deadpool 2.
Also, I don't buy that he wouldn't be livid that he was brought back. Because the whole point, the whole film, he wanted to die so he could be with Vanessa.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. My brain was just like, that's not her name. I was like, but it is. That was the whole point, was that he wanted to die and then was trying to get his heart in the right place, whatever moral thing he had to do to be able to be with her. So the fact that he then got there and then Cable's just like, nah. And he comes back, he's just like, you did that for me? It's like, I don't buy that. He would be like, what in the shit, man? I just got to my paradise and he'd be angry about it. I would have bought it more if that had happened and then he shot Cable in the head and had her sulk, and then what's his face, Metal Man, got annoyed at him, and he was like, "But I was there in the thing." Like, I would have bought that more. I just didn't. I didn't buy that.
But it's a family film.
It got a bit Fast and Furious in places. Obviously, the overall, as I say, the plot is this idea that she gets killed at the beginning. And then he's trying to work out a way of killing himself, and he, to be with her. And there's this weird afterlife thing where he seems to be talking to her, and she says, "Your heart's not in the right place," and he works out he has to get his heart in the right place to be able to get through to the afterlife. Seems a little bit odd, but I take that fine. I don't get how that fits within the rules, but it's X-Men and Deadpool, so ignore that. Just okay, fine. It is what it is. But I really enjoyed the scene. I actually really enjoy the scene where she dies. I think it's another good fight sequence there. And I quite enjoy this anyway, but I enjoy watching him fight, not as Deadpool.
Yeah, I've always liked watching characters fight out of the suit.
It's like the Spider-Man does it. You see Tom Holland swinging around doing stuff as like Spider-Man, but not as Spider-Man.
Yeah. It's when they overdo it that I don't like it. They definitely don't do that here. Yeah. Obviously, it's just the one scene. But yeah, I like it every now and then where you kind of just see them out of the suit fighting.
And I think Ryan Reynolds plays it really well. I think his fighting, whereas your face is a big part of selling fighting. And I made a comment about, I could never say his name.
Boba Fett.
Yeah, Boba Fett, and his stress face is being fucking ludicrous when he's fighting. But Ryan Reynolds was very good. And it works, and it's good to see, and it kind of shows like Deadpool switching on a slightly more brutal, angrier style whilst he's fighting, which you don't normally see under the mask. And obviously, you associate that mask and that suit with comedy. So when you're seeing the fight scenes and the nature of the fight scenes, you're kind of picturing something slightly more jovial, even though it's quite brutal. But seeing it like that was suddenly a slightly more visceral, darker twist, which then leading to the scene where he goes and chases that guy down. That section goes then suddenly like quite, okay. Like where he jumps out the window and lands and the sprints after and the slow walk he does as he's out of the car and just slow walks round to him and the camera just slowly tilting up is really good. I think it's quite intimidating and showing Deadpool as being, this guy's quite you need to remember this guy is a force to be reckoned with. He's not just this silly bantery guy who murders people. He is a tough cookie. I think it's very good at setting that up as the film going on as well.
Agreed. I do like it. Although I do agree with Hannah's comment there. So my one problem with that fight is she gasps because there's someone there. He turns, throws the cheese spreader, and only then does the bad guy appear from around the corner. What was she reacting to?
Maybe she had a hiccup.
I do that as well whenever someone...
She might have seen it. She might have seen a shadow.
Might have seen a shadow, heard a footstep.
Heard a footstep, yeah.
Yeah, but I do
Guy
that as well.
gun.
Whenever somebody hiccups in front of me, I turn around and throw a cream cheese spreader.
His aim wasn't good for that, considering how good he is. I thought he would have brought it just a little bit more to the left.
Well, it just points out that he's not perfect.
True. And obviously he makes up for it later when he time walks back there and
does.
gets that right.
Yeah. He does. Killed by a cream cheese spreader.
That's quite a John Wick way of dying, actually, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a pencil.
A pencil or a book.
Yeah. Oh, God, the book. Fucking gnarly. John Wick is so good. I love John Wick. John Wick is excellent.
Yes, it is. I'm sure we'll do that at some point.
I'm sure we will. I think I've spoken to you about it before, and I know you're not as big a fan of it as me, but I really like the Celine Dion opening song.
No, I like it. I have no problem with it. It's funny. It's a good song. I like the the juxtaposition from quite a dark opening and then into this Bond style intro is really it's funny. I like it, and I
really love. I love that song. It's
a good song. Yeah.
I love it. It's so good. So good.
It is good.
I might just sing it on the way home, like all the way home. 20 minutes straight.
No, it's good. I have no quarrels with any of that. It's very good.
It's very good. If we were more prepared, we could have done one to play before the show.
We're never prepared.
Oh, no, we're not. We have all these fantastic ideas that will probably put us into the limelight, and then we're not prepared
as we
enough.
discussed at the beginning of the show as well. Time.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Doesn't
Prepared
exist.
Time. Yeah, time doesn't
Because
exist.
instead we have to work.
And then...
I was talking about this at work today. What a ludicrous system we've come up with as humans, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous.
I would like to point out that humans are wandering around claiming to be the smartest species on the planet, yet they've locked themselves into this lifelong prison.
Yes,
They've also tricked themselves into thinking that retiring at 65, 70 isn't the biggest fucking con of your life, considering the average lifespan is 70. And it was like, oh yes, 55, 60, middle age, horseshit. 35 is middle age by actual life expectancy and average lifespan numbers. 35 is middle age. So it's horseshit that we've come up with this. And we've put Doug from Magic Roundabout in charge of the fucking country. Some old woman pretending to be in charge of the country as well, just living in the fucking biggest house known to man just because. Like, fuck the lot of it. We're dumb as shit. I reckon the world would be better off if the platypus was in charge.
I saw a thing with Ricky Gervais where he was asked, are you worried about artificial intelligence? So, if artificial intelligence taking over, and he replies, I would love for any form of intelligence to take over.
Yep. We are members of the dumbest species on the planet. Yeah, jobs. What a great idea. Whoever the idea that was, obviously they're long dead, but good because they're a cunt. Now I have to spend 5 days of my week dealing with batshit morons.
For not enough money.
Correct. I believe the minimum wage in retail should be £1 million.
A day.
Per customer. And that gets charged.
That would incentivize you to serve more customers as well.
100%. I'm going to hold you to that.
Yeah,
Rich,
that's in
You've made
writing.
a dangerous move.
You put that in writing, Rich.
Unfortunately, it doesn't say rich, so I don't think I can use that in court.
Shit.
It says Benny H. 81.
You and your handles.
He knew this. Damn. Didn't say what was done. Oh, that's annoyingly
Yeah,
true.
he may have just signed your P45. That might be what he's just done. Do you sign a P45? I don't know.
Who knows? At least I'd have time.
I wouldn't.
I could. No, but
I could get myself fired pretty quickly if I wanted to.
just walk in, grab the most expensive guitar, and twat it across someone's head.
I do have a story about a man I upset.
Actually,
but
don't
I'll
do it
tell
on
you later.
someone's head because that would also get you imprisoned. Just do it on a counter or something.
Oh, yeah. I do have a story about a man I upset. I'll tell you about it later because.
Oh, there's always a story. There's
This
always
was-
a story in retail about someone who's upset
This was pathetic.
because it was windy in Brazil.
May as well have been that problem. May as well have been his issue. I'll tell you about it after the show. I'm going to write it down. The petty man, and then you'll to remind me to tell you about the petty man.
I haven't had much lately, thankfully. And
We stopped Deadpooling. We're rabbit holing.
I still stand by that the Deadpool suit is one of the best superhero suits
I
we've
agree.
had
Yeah.
on screen.
I agree. It looks
so
great.
far, particularly with those heels. Yeah, I just think it's excellent. It turned out incredibly well. That design team deserves props, and it just works. Obviously, it needs little bits of CG tweaks that it gets. They clean up the eyes and what have
That's
you.
fine,
And then, yeah. Every superhero suit is going to have CG tweaks. That was absolutely not a criticism.
Every film has something like that in one way or another, even just simple color correction.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Right.
There were a couple. Again, doesn't take away from anything. There were a couple of shots where they clearly forgot
There's
to do the eyes.
Yeah, wobbly moments, but nothing that.
Oh yeah, it doesn't take away from anything. It was just funny to me because they animated the eyes, they just didn't clean them up.
Right.
It was weird. So you still had like the frayed edges around.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Around the actual lenses, but the eyebrows and stuff was still animated. I was like, how did you miss that then? That's very odd. Like, I'd understand it more if you'd just forgotten the shot entirely. But again, takes away literally nothing. Oh no, frayed edges. 0 out of 10. Get fucked, Fox. No, it's excellent. And that was mainly at the end. But other than that, I think the suit is fucking excellent. I think all the suits are excellent. The effect, and obviously I imagine some of it was practical, but on Cable's metal arm thing as well. Of all the diseases, what a disease. I don't know if they mention it in the film, but I'm pretty sure in the comics he has some form of disease that kind of makes him...
I think there's a passing comment about it, but yeah, it's not much detail.
Yeah, it's a disease that kind of just spreads and makes it more metal and metal. And like, if it stopped there, like, what a cool... give me it.
I know where I wouldn't mind it.
Legs, so you can jump high.
Legs is what I was thinking, yep.
So, like, get a disease that means I have a shield in my eye. He may have added that himself. But if you get a fucking shield and a cool eye...
And a cool gun. I don't think that's part of the
part of the disease. I think he just has one
I
of those.
like the running joke of Deadpool just being like, that gun is cool.
It is a fucking cool gun. And I love how he just found a knob, dialed it up to 11, literally 11, and just went... and then just went flying.
Cable's great as well. I think he's
Cable's excellent.
really good in it. Josh Brolin is excellent anyway.
Yeah, he's a fan.
Everything I've seen him in, he's really, really good.
Yeah. Literally, there have been some dog shit films that I've seen him in, but he is absolutely not the problem.
Yeah. One of my favourite performances of his is actually Men in Black 3.
I mean,
where
that's
he's
because he
playing-
does an excellent Tommy Lee Jones.
He does a really good job as a Tommy Lee Jones, but it's obviously a younger version of Tommy Lee Jones, and he does it so well at playing this kind of... You completely buy that it's a younger version of Tommy Lee Jones.
100%. He does
really
kind of, or did at the time at least, not so much anymore, because Josh Brolin is a man who ages like a fine wine.
Oh, yeah, there's a point where he's got his shirt off and stuff. It's like, oh, what is wrong with me?
Yeah? Right? I was just like, good. I was just lying there going...
Oh, no. I looked at my wife and went, did I make a mistake?
What, as in that you didn't go and marry Josh Brolin?
That's just that maybe I'm gay. I don't know. 'Cause I keep watching these men and going, oh, good Lord.
You never know. You never know.
If it's the way I discovered that about myself, so be it.
But yeah, I just look at that. I'm just looking. But I also know the amount of work.
Oh, yeah.
I also
it's
know
not
that-
a natural thing that just happens.
No. And I'm also just like, there are people who look like that. I'm happier than them. Because do you know what I did? I had 3 croissants for lunch. You didn't. You had a salad. You had a protein shake, and I had a Pepsi.
I had a McDonald's for lunch.
Exactly. Those fucking rip bastards.
I've had a pizza for dinner. And for breakfast, I had 2 Kit Kats.
I had for breakfast. I actually had something all right. It was just Sultana bran.
Okay.
And
very
by
breakfasty.
breakfast, I mean it was like noon.
Yeah, breakfast.
Yeah. One of those stupid scenarios though, because I woke up at like 8:15. I just didn't move, and suddenly it was noon.
You've had one of those days off.
Yeah, a day off. Yeah. I like to make sure at least
like
one of
those.
my days is a day off. Like a full day off.
I need me some more of those.
Yeah, there are a lot of actors in the world who are aging like a fine wine at the moment. I'd say Henry Cavill is one of them. Why can't I think of anybody else? John Krasinski is one of them. Chris eats like a teenager whose mum is away. I believe. Replace the word teenager with 28-year-old chubby boy. Then correct, because that is.
I'm not chubby, but I'm 29.
Talking about me.
Oh, okay. But she
Chris
said Chris.
eats like I said. Replace the word teenager.
Oh, okay. All right. Fine.
So Chris
fine,
eats
fine,
like
fine,
a 28-year-old chubby boy whose mum is away. Henry Cavill's one of them. John Krasinski is one of them. Many people aging like fine wine, and it's particularly irritating. Because I'm just like, I look at photos of me from 5 years ago, and I was like, oh, I looked better. It has been a slope, a rapid slope down. And took Keanu Reeves, Paul Rudd, Robert Downey Jr. But then again, he was always pretty. Brad Pitt. Good Lord. Like everyone was like 20 years ago was like, Brad Pitt, oh my God, he's so hot. I was like, he's attractive. Sure. But now I'm like, I've caught up. I agree. Brad Pitt. Do you know who's done the opposite though? And it's a bit of a rude thing to say someone is now less attractive, but hey ho, that's such is life. Leonardo DiCaprio.
I see your point. Yeah,
He is
I see
definitely
that.
less attractive
He's
than he
not
was.
aged well. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is an insane thing considering, like, you went, fucking Leonardo DiCaprio. Like, even 10 years ago, Wolf of Wall Street, you're like, fucking Leonardo DiCaprio. But now you're like, who is this man? Who is this homeless man who is attacking me for no reason?
Anyway, Deadpool. So Josh
Is he
Brolin's
getting
really
better
good in this.
looking or are you getting gayer?
I thought the same thing a moment ago.
Me?
Is it just that you're getting gayer as you're getting older?
Hey, it's not just me though. It's not just me.
Maybe just everyone's getting gayer.
Well, if you look at it with statistics, generation by 2050, everyone in the world will be gay. Because by every generation,
We have discussed before how it would probably be an easier life
it would
in
definitely
a lot of
be
ways.
definitely an easier life for everyone. The population would go down, which is much needed because humans suck. And there's never any room. Do you know how great London would be if there was 3 people per mile?
What's my biggest issue with Disney was the people.
Yeah. Get rid of them.
I agree. Anyway, Deadpool. Josh Brolin's really good. Russell.
Most of his jokes didn't land. Yeah.
Well, yeah, he was weird. Like, that character's purpose was served, but I didn't care for that character at all. I didn't care for his plight. Or find him particularly interesting.
I didn't mind him. I just didn't find him particularly funny. Like the one where I was like, okay, please don't have no more speaking lines for you, as they say in this movie.
That's a good joke. I like that one.
Was damn, it feels good to be a gangster. Shut the fuck up. But I didn't mind like we're a team. But then that went on too long because he had 3 more lines saying the same thing in different ways. I couldn't
understand why was he like, oh, I'm gonna find the biggest person in this prison of superheroes and make him my bitch. Like that just seemed like. It's a jump for you. You're 11. Interesting. I thought that was odd.
It's an odd thing for him specifically, but it's a common notion.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's not. It's just for him being an 11-year-old, and
he's just cocky, isn't he?
I suppose he's very cocky.
He is quite powerful, so he's gotten cocky, but he obviously doesn't have his power in there. I imagine a lot of the people in there are quite powerful. Also, in worlds like this, and I hate the power dampening nonsense.
Oh yeah.
It's literally a gene.
Yeah. How does that work?
If you can do that, how about the fucking Parkinson's repressing collar?
Well, yeah, that's true. Out of all the collars you're making.
Like, if you can suppress fucking genes.
Yeah, exactly. Why? Yeah.
Wear chinos.
Oh, I got it. Suppressed jeans, chinos.
It was the worst joke I've ever made. But
I got it. Well, yeah, but he says it in the thing as well, doesn't he? He's like, where was this in Act 1?
Yes. Also, after that comment, it wouldn't work. Because he blew himself up and his head came off, the collar would come off, he would heal.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So it wouldn't work. It would work if he shot himself.
Well, it would have worked with one of his earlier death attempts. Because obviously he jumped in with the polar bear and all these other things.
Jumped in with the polar bear?
Yeah.
You've got the supercut.
Oh, I have got a supercut. Yeah.
That's not on Disney+.
So there's a whole montage of him going and trying to kill himself on the supercut.
I don't think that's in the main film.
Oh, it's very funny.
I've borrowed it from you before, so I do vaguely remember.
There's a whole montage of him finding ways to kill himself, and one of them is he goes to the zoo where there's this polar bear, and there's this girl that's like, "Are you a superhero?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm a superhero," and then just jumps into the polar bear enclosure, and then the girl just gets splattered with blood in her face. It's screaming. It's very funny. I'm sadistic.
It would work in those ways. Okay, that line makes a bit more sense when there's.
The prison fight though, where because he has this kind of moral thing he's growing of this is just a kid, man. That's the whole moral thing he's growing throughout this film. But that prison fight where he's fighting Cable, he gets fucked up. Like that when he falls off the balcony onto that table and just
his back just
turns into jelly.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I was going to say that would hurt, but it might not.
No, I feel like that wouldn't. I feel like
that would be pretty quick.
Yeah, because it's not just his back that goes as well. Everything goes. His head hits the floor.
Well, obviously he hits his head, but his spine snaps there, and then this snaps to create this weird. I'm a snake. Kind of position. But there we go.
Yeah, it was
and also though, using your own arm broken and fucked around. I'm like, yeah, I know you can heal, but also the pain would still make you pass out, surely.
Yeah, I mean, I think they kind of, as it goes on, the implication for it's taken from Deadpool is because Wolverine has the same thing that
he still feels pain.
Still feels pain, but his threshold for pain is lowered because there is that whole thing of it's going to go away in a minute.
Yeah, but we know that when we stub our toe or stand on Lego.
Yeah, but it doesn't just go away. That sticks around. And when we injure ourselves, that pain. If we were to break our arm, that hurts, and then that's staying hurt and staying painful for a while.
Yeah, I know, but that's because those things don't heal rapidly. Yeah. But that's obviously just.
No, don't get me wrong. It would hurt, but I feel like your threshold for pain would be lowered a bit because of that. Oh no, raised.
Your threshold would be higher.
Yeah, because it's that you're going to be all right in a second, so it kind of makes it a bit easier to deal with that pain, I think.
Yeah, but it's also... I don't know, it's weird. It's weird, because obviously you're...
You're right, that would be fucking agonising.
Your threshold for pain can be quite high, but in those sorts of scenarios, your brain just goes, no.
Yeah, you go... Yeah.
And you go...
You also get scenarios like that with those kind of pain where your brain goes adrenaline and no pain.
That is true. That is true. To the point where you can hardly feel it or not feel it as much. You can tell he's feeling it because he does scream.
Oh, yeah.
I hated the dubstep jokes.
I liked it the first time and then it kept going.
I didn't mind the jokes. It's the when they actually played it. I was like, this just feels really out of place and sudden now. It doesn't sound like it's like it would be funny if they managed to find a way to make it diegetic sound. That really should be a t-shirt.
Right, I'll write that down as well. I'm writing it down next to the Petty Man, so God knows what t-shirt I'm going to wear.
But then I think it's it just doesn't sound right. Like I don't think it's put into the mix in the background very well.
Yeah, it is just a piece of music over the top. It is used non-diegetically.
I just don't think it works.
No, I agree with that.
The joke's fine.
Yeah.
Just the dubstep's for pussies.
Well, I do like, if you're from the future, I have 3 questions. Is dubstep still a thing? What was it? Is dubstep still a thing?
The reason at the time when that movie came out, I was just like, that's a bit of a weird, because dubstep still isn't a thing now.
Yeah.
Like in 2018, dubstep was not a thing.
Yeah.
So it was weird. He said, is dubstep still a thing?
I can't remember the second one. I remember the third one is, does Deepinder ever find happiness or Deepinder ever find love? But what's the second one?
No, that's not the third one. They might be different in the supercut as well, because I don't think he asked one about Deepinder.
Oh, right. Oh, interesting.
He didn't ask one about Deepinder.
What does Deadpool ask Cable about the future?
Please hold.
Wait. That just wants to show me the clip. I want to watch the clip, you utter cretin. Apparently, according to this, in Deadpool 2, Deadpool asked Cables about what Sharknado are we on?
Oh, yeah, that's the second one. What Sharknado are we on? That is the second one. In the standard cuts. What? Is dubstep still a thing? What Sharknado are we on?
Didn't make a Deepinder joke in the standard cut, Hannah just said. So yeah, that might be just the supercut thing. Can't find it. It's just wanting to show me clips.
I've just seen it. Oh, at what point do audiences say enough with the robotic arms? Is the
right.
It was the third one.
Oh, that wasn't in the supercut.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, I did like the. I just saw it, so I just mentioned the point where he's talking to Pinder and he's like, and you're my Kristen Dunst. Kristen? My kind of joke again.
I mean, it's a silly name.
Yeah, it is.
I reckon it was spelt wrong on the birth certificate.
I have the same theory about my name.
Yours is an actual name. You're not the first Christian with a K.
Still could have been an error. Doesn't mean my parents got it wrong.
Exactly.
Doesn't mean my parents didn't get it wrong. I think my parents definitely got it wrong with me. That's all I'm saying.
Really? See, I don't associate the CH Christian with a name now, though.
That's because you know 2 of us.
Yeah.
There can't be many people out there that actually know 2 of us.
Dunno. But I don't know. I just see it written down now and I'm just like, this is a religion. And if it's your name, you're wrong.
Yeah, fair enough. I saw Rich mention it, and we won't get to obviously the whole the X-Force thing that he's gonna put a team of superheroes together, which is
this whole section is my favourite part of this whole movie.
The bit where they jump out of the plane.
The whole.
Oh yeah, no, I agree.
The whole from pub coming up with the idea, or bar coming up with the idea, all the way through to the
I agree.
to the end
It's
of the
very, very good.
montage. It is properly excellent.
I agree, and I actually thoroughly enjoy the Brad Pitt. Mm-hmm. It's very funny.
Brad Pitt as the Vanisher, excellent.
It's there for like 3 seconds.
Excellent.
It's so funny.
I like hearing Ryan Reynolds talk about the pitch meeting for that as well. I imagine it's all hyperbole, but it's just very funny. Him just talking about, so, you've got Brad Pitt for that. I was like, yeah, but you don't see him. It's like, you don't see him until we kill him. It's like, you're going to kill Brad Pitt? Yeah, about 3 seconds after you see him. about 5 minutes after he joins the movie.
I like that whole thing as well. When he's talking to Domino and he's like, yeah, they're all dead. Oh, except maybe the Vanisher, he might be okay. Oh, no, he's dead. He's definitely dead.
He's definitely dead. Who knew these winds were going to be so bad? Everyone on the plane and everyone off the plane.
Oh, it's so funny. I really like it. I like every element of it, from Terry Crews into the bus and the
it's excellent.
Spitty guy going into the wood chipper and Peter going to save him and then being acided on, and it's all very funny. I really like it.
And yeah, they do have Matt Damon in this movie. You can't tell it's him.
Oh, really?
Matt Damon is the guy talking about wiping your ass with baby wipes on the back of the truck.
Is it?
When Matt,
that's also a funny sequence.
It's Matt Damon and Alan Tudyk.
I did not realise that, but that's a funny sequence.
It is.
Also, valid points.
Yeah.
Very valid points.
Completely accurate. The hairdryer is too far, I think. I think the hairdryer is a step too far.
I was watching Modern Family the other day, and he made, like, I've mentioned that I seem to incredibly relate to Phil in Modern Family.
Anyone who enjoys life does.
And he was talking about not getting his way and that he really wanted the butt washing toilet. And I was like, yeah, we should have got a butt washing toilet. Phil was like, what are you on about? I was like, I told you I am that man.
Yeah, when we went to Turkey, there was one in the hotel, and now you're just like, you go home and you're like, I've got to do this shit manually. You got to do it manually. Obviously, you use it, and then you have a cursory check wipe to make sure it's done the job, and then obviously so you don't then just walk around with a dripping wet arsehole. But then you're just like, I've got to do this entire process manually.
See, Hannah said
and that is why Britain is a third world country.
Hannah said that I have a bidet toilet which does have a blower in it. You are living the dream.
That is possibly... I don't even think the Queen has one of those.
Also, don't tell people you have a blower in your toilet without explaining what that means.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, I enjoy all the X-Force stuff, and I like that it's just there for a bit and then just...
Yeah, I think that's like completely subverting expectations. Well,
because it builds up the idea of it's going to be a team movie now.
Yeah, exactly, and then just gets rid of them like almost immediately. I love that, and obviously Peter Sugar Bear, I'm a big fan of. I hope he's in Deadpool 3 now that he's gone back and saved him.
Oh yes,
and only him.
He does only save him, yeah.
Love it. So I'm hoping they're smart enough to bring him back for Deadpool 3 because he's very funny.
He is.
I just have am I being catfished here? Just clearly this old, much more in better shape picture of himself. Yeah. Am I being catfished here?
Did you know it's
like, the Vanisher! The Vanisher! He's not here, is he? He might be running late.
It's all good stuff. I really like. There's a really subtle joke in there as well. I really like. There's a point where he's in. I can't remember her name, but the blind lady's house. Obviously, he goes back there.
Ow.
And he moves a floorboard to get a gun, and in the
cure for blindness and loads of cocaine. Yeah,
I think that's really good. Really good little gag. Very good. I enjoyed that.
I almost shot you in the wall.
Oh yeah, because like she comes in, she like shoots and aims the gun away, and he just sort of like stands and looks at where she's aiming. He's like, what's over there?
What are you doing sneaking up on me like that? I thought you could see me with your ears. I love it. I love it. It's not quite the IKEA argument from the first one, but it's still their interactions are
It's very good.
are great.
And I do like his whole little legs thing. I find that very funny as well.
Oh yeah,
And
it's
the
his
jokes
basic
they play-
instinct. Yeah.
Yeah. There's some good jokes about it.
Thanks to you, I now know what a grown man with baby balls looks like.
I do like the continued joke that he just keeps calling Cable racist as well for no reason.
Oh, because he kills Black Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who is blatantly white. Yeah. But
And he
he
just
asks him
doesn't
to
stop
turn
on
the
it.
music off, and it's like, you're a racist. And then as he's dying, just
Yeah.
like, remember to judge people from the character of their hearts and not on the colour of their skin. Love that I don't love it. Well, it's because I'm sat at home on my own watching the movie, so I'm not a psychopath.
Yeah. He's lonely and miserable. It's hard to laugh in those situations. I understand, Jack. I was like that once. Since then, I found happiness.
Wow. Don't know how to feel about that.
I'm sorry. A lot of films like this are better with someone, though.
Yeah, I think I can internally I can take things and just go, that was funny.
Yeah.
But it would take something incredibly funny to actually make me laugh.
Yeah.
Like, out loud. It very rarely
But I feel like
happens.
you're more likely to when you're with someone because
Yeah.
you react differently. It was like when we were watching some of the films together, we did like
Oh yeah.
you react to it differently. In the same way you comment on, well, that was dead. Although I do often do that in my own home.
But I mean, yeah, this movie had a lot of dead moments, but the characters usually die,
Yes,
so there's no need for the flourish.
Yeah, or it's Deadpool.
Or it's Deadpool, so he literally does die, but he just comes back again. There's nothing to say that they can't come back again after the flourish.
The other thing I then want to talk about is the end of the film, and actually, it was weird because Camilla hadn't seen. Camilla was like, "I haven't seen this bit," which is the post-credit scene where he goes back through all the timelines.
Yep,
I thought that's very funny.
that is very good.
I
That is
enjoy
very
that.
good. He kills two versions of himself.
Kills two versions of himself. Yeah.
Saves Sugar Bear.
Yeah.
Obviously saves Viennetta.
Vanetta.
Mint Viennetta. Am unflourish.
Are you all right? What? For those watching later, Rich has just said "am unflourish" in the chat. I don't know what that means. An unflourish.
An unflourish. Yeah.
Dead? Not dead.
Um,
That was more of a flutter.
And then obviously kills Ryan Reynolds after reading the script for Green Lanterns. You're welcome, Canada. Kills the other version of Deadpool from Origins. And
then he makes a comment. He's like, "One day I'm gonna like your old pal Deadpool's gonna come along or something like that, and you're gonna come back or something." I can't remember what he said.
don't know. But
Some kind of line
some
that just
point-
creates probably a false implication that he's gonna get him in a Deadpool movie. It was kind of the line he was going for, I think.
it wasn't in this version, but I swear there's a scene where he goes back to try and kill baby Hitler.
Yeah, it was in the it was in mine, so it might be part of the extended cut.
Yeah, I think it might, because it wasn't in the montage.
That might be part of the extended cut. 'Cause it was in mine. It was part of that montage.
Unless I wasn't paying attention.
He goes back and he's like, really like, "Oh, I can't, this is so much harder than I thought it was going to be." Right, okay, come on.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, why is it so difficult?"
Yeah, I don't remember, but I could have just not been paying attention. That is entirely possible.
It's a funny joke.
It is a funny joke.
Because he mentions it during the film.
Yeah. Yeah. While you're at it, why not just go back and kill baby Hitler? Agreed. There you go. Hannah's answered it. It's in the supercut and was put on the internet, but isn't in the standard cut.
Well,
Why
there
not
you
put
go.
the supercut on Disney Plus? This is what with streaming services. I don't understand why they don't just put the most version
Yeah, or put both options.
or both. Or maybe there are. I don't know. But
Well, because I know with like the IMAX Disney Plus, the IMAX enhanced MCU movies, you can choose to still watch the
normal one.
non-IMAX version. So it's
Maybe there is a supercut.
definitely a feature that's within it.
So maybe you can just choose to watch these.
Yeah, well, see, I've got
extended
the
editions.
4K Blu-ray, so I watched this on that. Especially as now I found out I can't get Disney Plus in 4K.
Yeah, I did that with the first one.
It had been on for about 2 frames by the I went, "Fuck me, 4K Blu-rays are good." And like, oh, and 4K
They're way
is just
better.
good.
So whenever I have,
I mean, I've just been watching films in 1080p otherwise anyway, it seems. So.
not for long. Not for long.
Fingers crossed. Come on, bonus.
Come on, boners.
Yes. Come on, boners. And there's another T-shirt.
No. That is a shirt that you can only wear when you're Winnie the Poohing it. Hannah says, it's weird though because there's a joke about Colossus washing his hands in the soap, but in the standard cut there isn't the joke about
him refitting the soaps. That joke makes no sense. So I presume what you mean there isn't the joke where...
There isn't the joke where he makes the
initial comment to imply he's just refilled the soap bottle, which already implies he refilled it with spunk.
Yeah, in the standard cut, he always just says, some think you ejaculate into a soap dispenser.
Right, yeah.
And that's the only... And he just goes... Oh, no.
Right. I feel it kind of works, but... Katie says the problem is if you go back and kill all the evil people when they're kids, it'll make you think like the bad guy, kind of like Thanos, who had legitimate reasons for what he was doing. I feel like this also kind of falls into what some of the plot line of Moon Knight is, isn't it? Kill the people before they've done the bad thing, and then that's not morally correct.
Yeah, but also I feel if you're nipping around time to do these things, then no one's really going to know it was you, because it's...
Also, out of all of the bad guys you're going to kill...
Hitler, I think, is acceptable.
Yeah, I think it's one you can at least make an argument for.
Or Minority Report, yeah. Minority Report is top tier movie.
Excellent film.
Top tier movie.
Excellent film. Do you want to rank it?
Let's. 3.
To read through the other rankings first.
At number 1, we have Logan. At number 2, we have Deadpool. At number 3, we have X-Men First Class. At number 4, Days of Future Past. Number 5, The Wolverine. Number 6, X-Men 2. Number 7, X-Men. Number 8, The Last Stand. Number 11, X-Men Origins Wolverine. And number 12, Apocalypse. 3.
So, interestingly, initially I was going to suggest 2. Because, and I'll tell you why, and it is for no reason. And like when I watched the other night, I was like, I've enjoyed this more than I did enjoying the first one. But as we've spoken about it this evening, I think I've just come to realize that that's mainly because I haven't seen it as recently and as often, so it felt fresher. And although I think it does do things better, some things better, not all of things, and I think it has a better overall kind of pacing and overall arc. The first film doesn't really have much of a character arc. It's just kind of...
It's bogged down by the origin.
Well, the first one, I think, deals with an origin in a very interesting way because of its... It doesn't have an A to B. It kind of goes back and forth. You're introduced to what that character is early and then shown how he got there. But which is an interesting way of doing an origin.
It is, but it also makes rewatches a bit
It makes rewatches a bit harder.
Because all the stuff that you actually want to get into is then cut up by the origin stuff. And you're just like, I don't need this, I know this.
So I do think in that sense this film does better. But in terms of originality, freshness... the quality of the jokes as well, and as you say, the way it uses the budget and things, I think the fact that it does fix those problems with an origin movie and fix those pacing problems. The first one fixed those pacing problems. Does probably make that it deserves more recognition. So I think that I could settle for it for Deadpool 2 being 3.
Yeah,
I think if it was my ranking, I would still put it higher, but I could happily settle for it being 3. I mean, a couple of guys in the audience seem to agree. So.
I'm the same, really. I could settle for it being at 2, but I would put it at 3. But if we did that, it would go to the audience, and it has been 3. There's a third vote for 3 there.
Yeah. So Hannah says Deadpool 2 has some great bits that are better than stuff in 1, but 1 is a better film, plus lots of good stuff, and 1 is retrod in 2, so it should be 3. Yeah, no, I'm more than happy to go with 3.
There we go. That is our ranking then. Logan, Deadpool 2, First Class, Days of Future Past, Wolverine, X-Men 2. Indeed. That is the ranking then. One more movie left for X-Men.
Which I haven't seen.
Praise be Jesus. We're nearly at the end. And I'm very sorry to all of you who will be rewatching this because this isn't very good.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard it's not very good, which is why I've not seen it. But I'm actually kind of interested in just watching a new superhero film next week because I haven't seen it. So for me, I'm watching a new superhero movie. So I'm just kind of intrigued to do that. Yes, Tomb, it will be Dark Phoenix. Sorry, Tom Babuzley, it will be Dark Phoenix.
Tom Babuzley, yes.
Yeah.
Tom Babuzley. No, we've got to see it through. We're true to our word to no one.
Ourselves.
No, yeah, we're never true to the word to ourselves, really, though, are we? I have no idea what the Tuesday after that is, though.
It gets a bit complicated, and I was going to suggest we take a look at the schedule this evening.
I agree, because there's a couple of
we've got
things.
some dates now of things we didn't have before. So.
Arhar. Tom Babuzley kind of likes the new... We're not doing New Mutants. New Mutants can sit so far in its own arse that it dies of shit inhalation.
Yep.
As an image for you, this has been Ambit One, your movie and TV podcast right here on Rabbit Hole Media. If you like what you're doing is watching us. You can follow us on Twitter at @rabbithole_UK. You can subscribe to us on YouTube, where you can see us anytime that you wish. You can follow us on Twitch at Rabbit Hole Media, and you can join the chaos and carnage that is a conversation over in the Discord.
Indeed.
And now you can follow us on Instagram at @rabbithole_UK and on TikTok at Rabbit Hole Media for all the behind the scenes tits and bits. If you would like to support us, head to merch.rabbitholemedia.co.uk for a wide range of merchandise that recently got wider. And finally, if you're watching us live on Twitch and are an Amazon Prime member, you get one free Twitch Prime membership a month. Please find it within your hearts to give that membership to us. It doesn't cost you a penny, but it goes a very long way in helping us bring you the shows that you love. Coming up in the channel Saturday begins Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Hello there.
I don't know. Is it just Obi-Wan? Is it Obi-Wan Kenobi?
I think it's Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Is it just Kenobi? I don't fucking know.
I think it's just Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm just going to call it that for all of time, regardless of whether it's right or wrong.
Episodes 1 and 2.
Episodes 1 and 2.
Because both episode 1 and 2 air on Friday.
Yes. So
and then it's Wednesday after that.
Incorrect.
Oh. I'm sure I'd seen something.
The whole point was it was on Wednesday, then it got moved to Friday, because otherwise it would come out as the same day, on the same day as Miss Marvel.
Oh, yeah. You're right. You are right.
That's why it got moved to Fridays instead, so that they don't overlap. So there's something happening on the Tuesday shows. I can't remember what it is. I'll tell you on Saturday when I figured it out.
Yeah, we need to make a plan.
Yeah, because there's still a couple of gaps before we start doing Ms. Marvel on Tuesdays as well as Obi-Wan on Saturdays. So it'll be a few weeks of all new content, and we are very quickly getting into June, the month of fuck yourself. It's going to be carnage for the next month or so, because we've got Ms. Marvel, we've got Obi-Wan, we've got Umbrella Academy, we've got The Boys. There was something else, wasn't there?
I think there is something else.
I can't remember.
Thor is beginning of
Thor
July.
is July, yeah.
My anniversary comes out July 8th.
Oh, good.
and I won't be here. But that's fine. I'll watch it. We probably won't do the show until like the week after. I know we normally do it a week.
We never normally do. So that's fine. That's fine. We're not doing Jurassic Park. Oh, what? You mean Jurassic World is coming out? Is that a thing?
That might be what she means.
We won't. Huh?
I think that might be what she means.
Jurassic World not happening. At least I'm not doing it. I'm not going to watch that movie. I can't be bothered, quite frankly.
Fair enough. I agree. Apparently, Tomb has a suggestion. I made a comment about.
Feel free to put your suggestion forward for the movie. I get no promises.
Have we got a week gap then? I thought.
I don't know.
Oh.
That's what I was saying. I don't know what we're doing after.
We'll have a look. We'll have a look at the schedule.
Yeah.
I know we had some preliminary plans we'd put in. I just don't remember what they are. We'll have a look.
Because I had a look a couple of weeks ago to figure out when we were doing Thor, but because we've known the date for that for like a year.
I think we just got as far as going June is complicated. Let's not think past June at this point, I think is what happened.
No, because we're doing The Boys in July and we put that in.
Oh, God knows.
And Umbrella Academy, I think. Come on to Tom Babusley. What is your suggestion? We can take it into heart. Or I'll just shit on your dreams right here and now. It's the worst that could happen.
It's very possible that we just go, no.
You say possible, I say likely.
Can it be something other than superhero related?
We literally just did Kung Fu Hustle.
Yeah, it can be anything. We've
done Parasite.
It's just at the moment there's been lots of series and stuff we've been doing, but it can be a number of things.
Can be any. We've done Mission Impossible. We've done
Fast and Furious. Yep.
We've done the Cornetto trilogy.
We did. Rush Hour movies.
Rush Hour. We've done many things that aren't superhero related. Beautiful, but good lord, that's a deep one.
It's a deep one.
Good lord, that's honestly out of everything you could have said, that would have been as the bottom 1% of what I was expecting you to say. Not a bad movie by any stretch of the imagination. It's a good movie. It's just a very, very deep movie. Beautiful Mind. It can certainly be put on the audience passion film list for sure. Because I have one in my phone.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
I don't. Too brainy for my liking, says Rich.
Well, tough shit. What else is on the list? Well, Parasite was on the list, obviously. Jurassic Park, The Big Lebowski, Now You See Me, I believe, are the other ones that
Which
have
I
been
think Sammy had
put
suggested.
forward. Blade was one of them,
Yeah,
but we did Blade, so that's obviously no longer on the list. Donnie Brasco is also good. Do you mean Darko? I assume you mean Donnie Darko. But anyway, we will update everyone with the schedule going forward because we can't exactly remember what it is. Other than the important one, which is the next one, which is Obi-Wan.
I'm pretty sure we just hadn't quite agreed what was happening. But there you go.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know what the schedule is. I don't know why we don't. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. For all it could be I've forgotten. It could be there is nothing.
Either is just as likely.
Exactly. Donnie Brasco. You've gotten two nicknames this show too. You're now Donnie Brasco. I presume you mean Darko, but anyway, we can't sit here forever. So, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, we shall see you then. Goodbye.